Day 41. What makes you human? How connected are you to it? I reflect about what makes me feel human and the society I live in. Is it not our eccentricities that makes us us? Conformity has been the language of oppression, and our own oppression of humanity has been scarily successful. Take our environments, for example. What was the human habitat before colonialist and imperialist expansions? Certainly not what we currently live under. What we currently reside in resembles the environment of a different creature. It may look human, but does not live akin to its predecessors. No, what we currently reside in thrives in the muzzling of human expression in favor of what? A different existence. The human is a part of nature and thoroughly acts so. But what we are now acts as if they are above it. That was the journal entry for today. And I feel like that was kind of heavy. Reading it back, I was like, shit, damn. But honestly, that's really what is on my mind currently. Let me do this. Cause this was something that was really racing through my mind this morning before I went to work. But it was just about how to be extraordinarily, abundantly human, shining in all of your oddities and expressive characteristics that differentiate you and carve out the individual that you are to its fullest is something that is actively pushed out in favor of subscribing to societal standards, no matter how that may present itself, right? It is preventing our humanity from living to its fullest extent. And you can see this most simply in this series. I was born left-handed and I was forced to switch to being right-handed. Why? Because of the Catholic Church and the lessons that my grandmother had learned into thinking that using the left side of your body in that manner was evil. And we see the same type of thought and action parried over every aspect of our existence. Do we not have the right to be better for ourselves, express ourselves in the manner that is most sufficient to us, especially as long as it's not harmful to ourselves as an individual and not harmful to the other? The erasure of our humanity, I feel like, is most obviously seen in how we've come to glamorize hatred. Just now, my grandmother came in and brought in some old pairs of shoes that needed to dry because they were soaked. And I think that perfectly encapsulate the types of minute aspects to our humanity that I feel like a lot of us push away. The small acts of care, the small acts of humanity, right? When we say, where is your humanity? We're trying to appeal to empathy. And genuinely, empathy is something that has to be experienced. It doesn't matter how you come to experience it. Ideally, we all experience something in our childhood that burrows the seeds of empathetic action into us. But it's obvious that doesn't happen. It's more so the case that we push away these acts of humanity because we seek to exploit, we seek to hurt, we seek to demean and discourage another so that we can rise above. But rise above what? I feel like for a vast majority of people, we have put ourselves into the colonialist, imperialist mindset of needing to conquer life itself. And for what? In the mindset of quest and conquer, what do you live for if not for destruction? The reason that I harp so heavily on creative expression, specifically using that verbiage of creative expression, is because our creative expression is specifically the means by which our humanity can be accessed. Specifically, the means by which our humanity can be accessed so that the individual can understand themselves. When you act upon your creativity, you act upon your humanity. You act upon a part of yourself that is you, that doesn't need any word to explain it, but can only be experienced. And to express that is beautiful. It's love. It's courageous. It's challenging. It forces you to confront an aspect of yourself that would have never been seen. Your creativity allows you to see you and yourself in a manner that not only you wish to be seen, but that you can appreciate. It lets you see yourself in the wholeness, in your growth, in just you. Every painting has a story. Every drawing has a story. It's a snapshot of the artist's mind up until it's complete. Because once the picture is over, no more growth can be attached to it until they come back to it. And when they come back to it, it's a different individual than the person that started it. But even when you're in the process of creating your piece, you're a different individual than when you started it. Our art is what lets us see our growth in a way that could have never been expressed any otherwise. And I feel like it's fair to really question, what is the point if there's no hope? And that's fair. But what do you attach your hope to? Your hope is born out of your creativity. Your want for a better tomorrow is entirely contingent on if you can imagine it. Can you see a world beyond exploitation? And how would you act upon it? How do you put yourself out there to continue living beyond the exploitation that you face in your daily life? How do you continue living beyond the pain that you suffer in your daily life? When you wake up in pain in the morning, knowing that you're about to go work a shift for a job that you might hate or might not even have, struggling to survive. How can you find hope for yourself? It's damn near impossible. It really is. But when you dredge it up and find it and act on it, trusting the fact that the action that you commit to is its own type of art. You just have to know how to trust the process and the doubts, the fears, and the uncertainties of it. And the drawing that I did for today, it took a lot more time than I expected it to. But not only that, my SIM card filled up. I had to stop recording in the middle of it. And I had to do that 2 times. Not because it filled up 2 times, but just because I fucked up. Right? And then as the time grew later and later, I got worried. Am I doing too much? I started to rush it a bit and use more empty space. And even though my mind was still flowing, it wasn't with that same detail that I started with, because I wanted to be done at a certain amount of time. I didn't want to be here all day. I have things I have to do, and that's okay. The piece still came out beautifully. And in seeing that, I think the uncertainty that I felt with how I was pressing against time actually added to it. It has a certain rhythm to it now, a flow to it that I feel like just shows the creative process in its own light. And I think that's beautiful. Your creativity lets you see beauty in any way. The deeper you come to understand your creativity and learn how to express it in every lens that it operates through, your body in all forms of expression and expressions that you create materially. It is the method of life. Creativity is the breath of life that the world needs. We walk around as husks of humans, right? This whole speech I went on at the beginning. Is your humanity alive? Because when you're not living in passion, when you're sitting there struggling to make ends meet just so you can fucking breathe a sigh of relief and be comfortable, so you can just turn your head off for a bit before you get back up and go back to slaving away. Is that living? Is that being human? I don't think so. And I don't want to live in that world. So I'm not going to work towards something that furthers that. Like, seriously. And, you can call me, like, immature or, like hopelessly naive. But that's me. Like, for real. I'm not going to continue these cycles of exploitation that I see with my very own eyes lead to a life of unfulfillment, lead to a life of yearning to be human and pushing my desires to the side and saying, I just need to survive now, and destroying myself for a future that will never come. I can't do that, and I refuse to. I choose to be human, even though the society around us takes your eccentricities, ostracizes you, isolates you, and makes you feel like shit for being different. I'm gonna keep it up, bro. Y'all seen that Sydney Sweeney ad? Fuck that shit. Bro, look, I said this once before, I'll say it again. We're at a precipice. You're either going to choose to continue these cycles that are against life, or you're going to choose to live. That's it. So I choose to live and thrive in whatever echoed flame of humanity still is burrowed in my heart, and just try to create a better world, but a better life for myself and those that I care about. And I hope you do the same too, because we have the power to enact change. And even in the face of such destructive violence, we have a choice to make on if we will allow it to continue, or we will say enough is enough. I deserve to be better. I know I had that whole speech talking about how to deserve is actually the right to be. So guess what? Changing that shit. It's not I deserve to be better. I am better and I am going to act on it. I am not lesser for any of my eccentricities. I am a thriving, abundant, creative human being full of life and love and care and compassion. And I'm going to act on it regardless of the hate that is spewed at me. So be you, be weird, be different, and enjoy your life and fight for a better tomorrow. Because where does your humanity lie? Okay. That's a very impassioned rant. Anyway, I'll see you tomorrow. Bye bye. Happy Monday. We're on week 9.